Hello, I hope you are well. Welcome to my channel. So we're going to get right into the reading. This reading is going to be on cryptic pregnancy. Spirit have been speaking to me about cryptic pregnancy probably about 6 months ago. So I hadn't even heard of it before. I didn't even know what it was. So I'll just let you guys know what it is. So cryptic pregnancy is when you are unaware of pregnancy until at least 5 months along, but it can go on for longer. The symptoms are absent or they're slight, and it's possible that you don't develop a baby bump. Other contributors could be irregular periods, intermediate spotting, hormonal imbalance, or mental illness. And what was the other? I took a screenshot. Yeah, so it's basically when you don't know that you're pregnant, or there isn't a baby bump that develops. So some women, there was a woman that goes viral. I'm going to try and find the video for you guys and link it below because I saw it on Instagram quite a few months back. That she was like documenting her pregnancy, and she had a cryptic pregnancy. So basically she was aware that she was pregnant quite early on. So she's gone for like her first scan. She's had all the scans and the baby's there. The baby's come on the scan. It's measuring okay. It's doing okay. It's growing how it should be. Her pregnancy is developing how it should be, but she's completely flat. Like literally she was completely flat. She's quite a tall woman, but there was no bump whatsoever. I don't think she actually got a bump until literally in the 9th month, so right up to when she was basically about to go into labor. She like showed a picture. She was doing like videos, as I said, she was documenting it, and this is when you saw a little bump. But other than that, she was completely flat, and people didn't believe her. So she was literally like in the doctor's office, and she was like recording the scan or showing photos of her scan. And there's literally a baby inside her that is growing, and it's developing and growing as it should be. But you can't tell looking at her. She's completely flat. And so that is what a cryptic pregnancy is. It's also called a hidden pregnancy, and some women don't even realize they're pregnant up until like 5 months, like halfway through, and then they find out they're pregnant because they're not showing a bump. And any symptoms that they do have, they may put down to maybe they've been like overworking, so maybe they just think they're fatigued, or maybe they just think that they're ill and they go and get checked. And this is where I think a lot of women will realize that they are pregnant. They go and get a blood test or go to the doctors and just get everything checked out because they may not be feeling like their usual self, and in the doctor's like, you're like 5 months pregnant, and this is when they find out. So we're going to get into the reading, and Spirit are also saying first and foremost, science and the supernatural are intertwined. So they're showing me the yin and yang symbol. So science and supernatural, they exist within each other. So the supernatural world, God, exists within science, and science exists within the supernatural world. And they're talking about a balance. We need to come into that balance when it comes to science and biology particularly, and when it comes to the supernatural, because they are very, very, very connected. And I feel like this is connected to cryptic pregnancy and what it teaches us. What else, Spirit? What needs to come through during this reading for the collective on cryptic pregnancy? We have here clarity, go within. I'm just staring at this diamond that's on top. It's like hovering above her crown chakra, and they're saying diamond activation. I wanted to say signed. Those signs like sign language. I'm also now seeing someone putting their signature down on something. So it's like I was connected to the spirit babies are showing me that obviously cryptic pregnancy is the way that the soul is choosing to come through. So it's part of that that spirit baby soul's contract that they were going to be coming through this way where it's hidden. They're saying with some people it's hidden and it's cloaked. So remember that God and spirit can cloak things from our physical reality. So you may notice sometimes that something in your house just vanishes, it disappears, and you know full well that you put it somewhere, but it just disappears. Spirit can move things out of our physical reality and then putting them back at a later date. This is what they're showing me. But this spirit baby is saying that it's part of their soul's contract. These souls who come through in a hidden pregnancy or a cryptic pregnancy, and these souls, they hold a diamond activation. The diamond's activation, they're saying, exists within their blueprint. It is very, very much connected. This is an Archangel Metatron deck. So they're very connected to Archangel Metatron, but also Archangel Michael. And they, a lot of them will have a strong throat chakra. So they could come through with lessons of learning how to speak their truth, to speak clearly. Some of them could have autism, and maybe they communicate in a different way. But there's something they're coming through to teach us when it comes to our communication and understanding the crown. So understanding the connection between human humans, between God and the supernatural. Again, they're talking about science and the supernatural, and how they're actually very, very connected, and when we need to be coming together. Like the people who are, they're saying atheists, so who are atheists and they believe more in science. So they're showing me a pendulum. So their pendulum is swinging more this way. They believe like science is God. And then you've got the other people who are this way, who believe in the supernatural, who believe in God, and don't necessarily, maybe they don't trust in science, maybe they don't trust in like the medical industry or technology as well. But we need both. We need science and we need technology, because this is part of human development. And it's part of this realm's development. It's part of Mother Earth's development, particularly when this technology and this science exists to help other people when it comes to diseases. And now they're showing me people who maybe lose a limb in an accident and it helps them to walk again, or they can move again. And this is what they're showing me. And now they're showing me like a pet. Like the vets taking your pet to the vets. They're showing me this, someone taking their pet to the vets. And obviously if you look back to 10 years ago in the industry, when it comes to vets, they know how to treat animals better now, because this science and this technology benefits not just humans but all living beings. And now they're putting so many visions in my head. I'm trying to get all these downloads out. They're showing me a tree, and how is it a tree doctor, how they treat trees, and now they're using different technology, and they've got newer science and how to connect and treat trees. And now they're showing me someone else who's very, very spiritual, and they're like they're saying a tree hugger, so they're hugging the tree and they're connecting to the tree through their intuition, through their body. They're showing me someone connect to the grass and the earth through their body. But we need to come into a balance, and we need to come together. And they're saying that something about cryptic pregnancies, it's giving us this clarity, it's bringing through clarity, because obviously this will baffle, this is going to baffle like not just the person, not just the woman who is pregnant, but everyone around her. And then also when it comes to like going to the doctors, going to the hospital and having your scan and getting checked, even like, because obviously it's more rare. So they're going to be confused as well, even though we have a name for it, cryptic pregnancy, a hidden pregnancy. The midwife or whatever is going to be there like scanning, like, this is strange. And I can like hear someone being like, where is this baby? Like, where is this baby? Are they even there? Like, where are they in the body? It doesn't make any sense. But it does make sense, because biology, science, is very, very intertwined with God and the supernatural. And in the other card that's flown out with that one is letting go, time for release. So there's a huge cycle ending when it comes to people being like on two extremes, like either being like completely atheist with the science, believing in the Big Bang, don't believe in anything else. And then you've got people over here who reject science completely, who won't even have like hearing a blood transfusion. I know that's connected to a certain religion. Is it Amish? I'm not sure, I forgot, but they're showing me something like that people turning down medical assistance that could actually save their life or save a loved one's life, and they turn it down because of like a spiritual belief system. They're saying that we need, the pendulum is being brought into the middle. So it needs to stop swinging either to this extreme or this extreme. It needs to be brought back into the middle. And I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot more cryptic pregnancies. I know that I have been. Obviously, Spirit have been bringing this information up to me because they want me to do this reading. But I've been seeing like more women on TikTok and on Instagram sharing their experiences when it comes to cryptic pregnancies. And we'll try and find the post that I saw because I liked them, and link them in the description when I find them. I was going to say found and find. So it's like people who experience a cryptic pregnancy. It's like where is my baby? They know it's there. They can feel it grow. And as I said, like they have the scans done, and the baby is growing as it should be. It's developing as it should be. It just looks like they aren't pregnant. What else, Spirit? We have passion, love for life. And again, it's connecting. So again, the heart represents the middle path, right? So we have our lower selves, our higher selves. And the whole point of being a human being is to walk the middle path, the path of Christ. So every human being, regardless of whether they believe it or not, hold Christ consciousness within their heart. And this is the path that we are being asked to walk, the path of the heart, the middle path. I'm hearing middle ground, middle ground. So again, it's teaching us about ourselves, about science, and saying technology as well, about science and technology, but about God and the supernatural world, and how the supernatural world can work and can really influence the physical reality. So again, they're showing me like if they want to remove something from the physical, they will, or they'll put a cloak on it. Now I'm seeing a cloak. They can cloak something. So you may like be turning your house upside down looking for something and you know full well you put somewhere. Maybe it's like your house keys and you're like, I know I put them there. Where are they? They just vanish. And then maybe you get like, you have to get new ones. Maybe the lock's changed or get new keys done. If you like live with other people and they've got the same keys as you, you may have to get new keys cut, and you do all that. You go through all of that. This is what they're showing me. And then you find them, or they were right there where you knew that you left them. You're like is someone playing tricks on me? Like how why did they disappear? It's like something that's in plain sight. Seeing something that's in plain sight. So it's being hidden, but it's right there. And that's what's coming through for cryptic pregnancy. And they're saying this will happen sometimes because if a soul was supposed to be born, the soul was going to be born. And maybe it would be like, maybe it's a young woman, like a teenager who gets pregnant. And obviously if they knew and found out they were pregnant, if they noticed, they would terminate. And maybe then they don't realise that they're actually pregnant. They may experience the cryptic pregnancy and the bump doesn't actually start showing, let's say, till like 6-7 months. Then they realise they're pregnant, but then it becomes too late for them to even have that debate, like, should I keep it, should I terminate? They're keeping it. It's coming through. So for some, it's connected to God wanting this child to be born and wanting this child to be born through this woman. Through this womb, they're saying. Remember, spirit babies choose specific, they choose the parents. Choose specific parents to be coming through in specific bloodlines biologically to be born into. So even if they're coming through a certain woman and man being born by a certain woman, they could then be adopted and be raised and be loved and be guided by somebody else, by another family who they have a water connection to. So that's that soul connection, but they'll have this blood and this biological connection to who created them. And we have family circles of life yet. And again, they're speaking about ancestors and how more ancestors will be coming through these kinds of pregnancies. We're going to be seeing a rise in the cryptic pregnancies and hidden pregnancies. With some women, it may not be cryptic. They may still get a bump. But as I said at the beginning, when I was reading out I took a screenshot of what cryptic pregnancy is. And I found an image that just had like information on it. And it said up to 5 months. So they could start showing up to 5 months. So I feel like there's going to be more pregnancies in the future where women aren't going to know that they're pregnant. And they're saying it can cause distress in some women because they feel like, oh, if I'm pregnant, I should know straight away. Like I should have that a woman's intuition to know that I'm pregnant. And then some women, this can cause distress and having those thoughts and kind of like, am I going to be a good mother if I didn't even know that I was pregnant? And maybe that they're still smoking or they're still drinking and doing things they wouldn't have necessarily done had they realised that they were pregnant. And they're saying it's to overcome these thoughts. And they're saying again, like, they were supposed to happen that way. They weren't supposed to realise until the moment they do that they were pregnant. And it isn't connected to them being a good or bad mother, good or bad parent. What else, Spirit? Can I get a few? There we go. We have blessings and thanks, abundant universe. And this card here is that obviously it's abundance and cornucopia. So I love seeing cards like this when it comes to like spirit baby readings because it is a powerful omen. It is a great omen. I do feel like a lot of these souls who are choosing to come through a cryptic pregnancy or a hidden pregnancy or women, it's like I'm hearing delay in knowing that she is actually pregnant. They have a lot to teach when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to bringing things into the physical. So you know what I was saying, that spirit can remove things or cloak things from the physical. I was seeing them move things out of our physical reality. It's like some of these spirit babies that are coming through in this way, they're pulling them back. Is that they're right there, they're right there. So maybe some of these souls who are coming through in this way, they're going to have a gift for seeing what's right in front of our faces. So there'll be certain things that comes to this world, like certain illusions or spells that people may be under, like certain program that's just kind of like bashed into people literally as soon as they're born. These souls are going to see straight through that shit, I'm hearing. They're going to see straight through it. So things that are hidden in plain sight, it's not hidden to these souls, they're going to see it. So for some of them, that is what they're coming through to teach us, to see what's right in front of us. They keep showing me eyes and something that's right here. But there's some people who are looking straight through as if they can't see it, as if it's see-through. These souls, it's not see-through, it's physical, it's in this density, they can see it. Even if spirit have pulled it over here, they can see it. Like they were showing me, these spirit babies are pulling it back, and they're putting it back and saying it's right there, it's right there. And we have here the void, retreat, rest, pause. So again, I'm just seeing, I'm seeing this as science and the supernatural, the spiritual being intertwined. So this is very, very significant for somebody to hear, particularly when it comes to delayed or hidden pregnancy. It's very, okay, so now they're showing me, I'm just staring at this. It's like it's a vortex or a portal. And now they're just showing me people kind of like jumping into this vortex and this portal. And at first it was like this portal is there by spirit. This portal is there by God. It's supernatural and otherworldly. And people are kind of staring at it like wow, like they've just seen a ghost or they've just seen an alien. And then it kind of shifts and you see there's a machine there, and then it's actually a hologram. So it's connected to technology, it's connected to science, that they've got the science and the coding. They've created this software, this program, in order to create some sort of portal. I'm hearing time machine. But it's like they're intertwined and they're connected. So obviously this machine and this coding can't come about if it weren't for God and if it weren't for the spirit realm. And they're saying that people are very, very quick to blame things on the devil, or to point fingers and say, oh, this is demonic, this is demonic. And they're saying there's a lot of things that are going to be coming into our vision. Again, they're talking about sight into our vision that we can actually see, that have always been there or have been going on in the background. They've been hidden in plain sight. They keep saying hidden in plain sight. And this is connected to science, and this is connected to technology. We're going to be seeing more things that have always been right there. And you may feel like you should have seen it all along, but it wasn't the right time. We have to be at a certain vibration and frequency and at a certain level of consciousness in order for the collective, in order for humanity to be ready to see something or to receive something. So there's going to be a huge, huge upgrade in technology and science. And they keep talking about time and portals, time and portals. So you would have been noticing anyway, right, that time is speeding up. Like people keep talking about this, particularly since 2020, time has been speeding up. So we are connecting more to God's watch instead of our time. So obviously we go by the clock, and in the spirit realm they go by past, present and future, but they're all happening simultaneously. So there's something about space and time and dimensions. Now they're showing me Doctor Who. Doctor Who's a program in the UK. And that's what it is. It's literally about a doctor who he's like an infinite being. So he gets regenerated. He doesn't actually die. He gets regenerated. And each time he gets regenerated, it's like he's in a different body. But it's the same soul, the same consciousness, the same memories in a different body. And this kind of speaks of us humans when it comes to reincarnation. Like, it's our soul has been many different people. Our soul has had many different lifetimes and experiences. And our soul has been in many different dimensions, not just this earthly realm. They're talking about this and how more and more people are having this awakening and remembering, and this is connected to science and technology, the development of science and technology. So it is here for a reason, and we do need it. That they're showing me the pendulum swinging them. So you want to be in the middle, walk in the middle path. You don't want science to be overtaking like this humanity and the fact that we have a soul and be turning humans like half robotic. You don't want that, but you want to be walking the middle path. So you want to be using science and technology for the betterment of all living beings, they're saying. For the betterment of all living beings and for the betterment of this realm of Mother Earth. And how we take care and how we connect to Mother Earth. So, like solar power, things like that, free energy. Signs from spirit with love. So a lot of you guys could be seeing, obviously birds are connected to the wind element. They're connected to passed over loved ones for me, ancestors. So people will normally see certain birds when someone just crosses over. I love how we have the feather here. So feathers again are connected to spirit. And usually when you have a passed over loved one who's just gone, you can find like feathers in your physical reality, like within your home. And they normally just appear, like you didn't have any windows open. They will just like appear within your room. And sometimes you'll even see it, like it's floating from nothingness and it just comes down. And it's like a gift from you, a sign for you from your spiritual court, from past over loved ones. So again, it's that thing of the spirit being able to move things from our physical reality, or place things in our physical reality. There's something about souls who are choosing to come through in cryptic pregnancies, who have this gift. They have this knowledge and they have this gift to pull things from the spirit and into the physical. So they're going to be greater manifestors, or great at just bringing things to fruition. What else, Spirit? Do you want any more cards from this deck? Can I get one more card, please, from this deck? We have Karma. Untying the knots. I always think that this word says unifying, and I have to kind of like read it again. Untying the knots. Someone could have dyslexia. Or maybe a child that you already have, or a child that coming through you may have dyslexia. It's like they see the words differently. It's not just certain letters. It's like they see words differently. But obviously, like sometimes we're what's it called? A Freudian slip. Particularly if you're doing a reading like me, like sometimes I'll go to say something and a completely different word will come through my mouth because spirit are taken over. It's like with automatic writing, automatic journaling, when you allow your higher self, you allow the divine to move through your hand and write for you. That's what's coming through, but it's with the spoken word. So a lot of these children coming through this kind of pregnancy, they're going to be having this gift. Some of them, they're saying psychology, so they could be very interested in psychology, or they have a certain genius when it comes to psychology. What else, Spirit? They want me to stare at this geometric shape. They're saying geometric shape. But again, you see how it's all connected. And then it says again here, untying the knots. But I'm seeing as it like a dot to dot, and it's like putting it together. You know, with like if you watch like a crime investigation type of movie or program or show, they'll have like a huge board and they've got like the pins and the string. That's what I'm seeing. So it's like detective. It's like putting things together. Things are going to start making a lot more sense. But this is the coming together of the human and the higher self. This is the coming together of science and spirit. What else, Spirit? This one. Can I get a few cards from this deck? What does the collective need to hear when it comes to cryptic pregnancy? A few cards from this deck, please, Spirit. They're saying there's so much we still don't know about ourselves, about the human body, but the biology of the human body. There's still so much we don't know. And we're going to be knowing, they're saying, a lot more. There's like a turning point. We're going to be realizing and knowing a lot more from now up into 2027. There's going to be significant developments in understanding our biology. We have Our Lady of Radiant Grace. And you see how she's holding, she's got this baby, it's kind of like wrapped up, like a burrito. Like you would wrap your baby up to make sure they're all snug and warm. Particularly when they're sleeping, so they feel like they're being held if you put them down. But I love how they're in blue. The blue is very, very significant. Remember, we had the first card that came out. And blue is actually connected to the divine feminine. Blue is connected to Mother Mary. And then red is actually the colour that is very much connected to the divine masculine. But then Archangel Michael I see as connected to blue and red, to those two colours. So Mother Mary and Archangel Michael, I mean, they're part of my spiritual court, so I called them through before doing this reading. But they are here, but they're like heavily on the planet right now. I've been feeling Archangel Michael, both Marys, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, but also like Jesus Christ. I've been feeling that type of energy very, very heavily for this past year on the planet. Our Lady of Radiant Grace. They're talking about the cloaking of certain children, the cloaking of certain souls who have that Messiah type energy. You have a very specific mission that's going to help a lot of people, not just them and their bloodline, a lot of people in this realm, a lot of people going forward as well. So they're saying genius, so they could have that genius where they're going to create something or show us something that's been there right along. It could even be like a certain herb that you could then enhance using technology and science. And in this herb is going to be like a cure for a certain strain of cancer or for a certain disease. or it can help awaken latent parts of our DNA. So that is what is coming through. I'm just staring at the crown on this card. So certain souls that are coming through, they are crowned. So, you know, if you're doing the inner work and you're doing the shadow work, you start really shifting yourself internally. You get your spiritual inheritance. You also get crowned by God and by Mother Earth. These souls coming through now, a lot of them are already holding this. They're already wearing this crown. They're holding this crown within their heart, and they're also wearing the crown. So again, this is connected to the rise of cryptic pregnancies. We'll be seeing in the future, and hidden pregnancies. And they're saying again, if God wants a soul to be born, this soul will be born. And for some, they need to be born undetected. We have here Our Lady of Divine Presence. Yeah, and I love how there's like a cloak or a crowning of roses. Again, roses are very connected to Mother Mary. But they're very connected to the divine feminine. And obviously the womb, pregnancy, everything to do with the womb and pregnancy is very, very much connected to the divine feminine. And this is part of what we'll be realizing about our biology, about the power of the womb. Because the womb is a portal, and the womb is also a second heart. And it's like science is realizing this miracle. I'm hearing this miraculous miracle of life and of giving life and of growing life. It's like understanding more about the womb and what it actually is. If you see here, it kind of looks like I'm seeing like this as the inside of the womb. So I'm hearing beauty, honor, this beauty and honor and this miracle exists within the womb, and we haven't fully tapped into it. We have Our Lady who gives peace. I love how there is a nest down here, a nest with eggs. Obviously that is connected to the divine feminine again, because all women are born with eggs, with their ovaries. So a lot of this development is very much connected to the womb. And I know there's speak of people saying that they try to clone, like they try to clone life, they try to clone human life, they try to play God. And the spirit are saying that, oh, but that isn't possible. Everything has to pass through a womb in order to enter the evolutionary flow of Mother Earth. I'm hearing Dharma. It's connected to Dharma. You have to go through the womb. You have to be born through the womb. I just see the fruit and slip. I just went to say warm. You have to be grown in this warmth of the womb, warmth of the mother, warmth of the divine feminine. You have to go through this initiation in order to enter Mother Earth. They're showing me again, you know, where they were moving things from our physical reality into spirit, and then these souls coming through have the ability, some of them, to move things from spirit and into this physical reality. Or now they're talking about a lot of humans have this potential, but now where we've been unhealed, where we've been repressed, and where we've lacked in this knowledge, maybe it's as if we closed the door on this knowledge. On one point we knew this knowledge in certain ancient civilizations, but we closed the door on this, so we lost that ability. These souls coming back through still hold that ability because they're more ascended, they have that self-mastery. They're coming through at this point because we've been doing the work and raising their consciousness and our vibration and our frequency up, that we're ready for this information to be coming back into this realm, to be coming back into our vessels, into the human vessel. But it is very much connected to the womb, to the divine feminine and our biology, and like the power of a woman's body. Obviously men have a lot of power, and there's things that we still don't understand about the phallus and about men, but specifically here in this reading, obviously we're talking about cryptic pregnancy. They're talking about women, the divine feminine, the womb. They keep saying the womb is a portal, the womb is a portal. Now they're saying time lapse. That the womb is a time machine, the womb is a time lapse. What else, Spirit? Our Lady of Ripening on the Vine. Again, you got the eggs, and you've got all of this abundance here. So there's a lot of abundance that's being brought through with these souls coming through who are choosing to come through in a cryptic pregnancy. There's a lot of abundance. Again, they have a lot of self-mastery when it comes to moving yourself up out of lack consciousness. But it feels like it's more than that. That they keep showing me they can pull. Now they're showing me gold, like the gold in the spirit realm. They can pull it over here, but anchor it over here. So they're going to be teaching us a lot about bringing things to fruition, or understanding how this realm and how the spirit realm are very, very intertwined, and the fact that there isn't actually a veil. This is another thing they'll be teaching us. There isn't actually a veil. You know, we would say like at certain times of the year, towards the end of the year, the veil gets thinner, or around like Halloween, the veil gets thinner. They're saying there isn't actually a veil. And again, you see how this wing is going over the eye here. And it looks like the wing is almost see-through. She can see through the eye. This is what they were showing me. Like some people aren't seeing things. It's like it's transparent, so they can't actually see it. But it's right there. And these spirit babies that are choosing to come through in a hidden pregnancy, they're saying, but it's right there. And when they point and say it's right there, that's when you see it. We have at the bottom of this deck, Our Lady of the Dark Mysteries. And here in the Black Madonna, I love how it's all white. She's crowned and she's cloaked in all white. So there's a holiness that is coming back through the way we use science and the way we use technology. This is what they want on us to do, to bring a holiness back through when it comes to science and technology and how we use it. We need to be using it for the betterment and the development of not just us, not just humans, but of every living thing in this realm. What else, Spirit, this deck? And what do the collective need to hear when it comes to cryptic pregnancies? What do the collective need to hear? Before I do this, they're putting a poem in my head. Let me pause it and bring it out. Okay, I've got the poem. So it's an automatic writing poem that I channeled back. It was in November 2021. But it says, Bethlehem star shines down on Christ's altar, appears still in the sky, dances in shooting stars. Humanity's guide during testing times. The Saviour will return, but first we must learn. He was an example to all, though we may trip and fall. There's light in the fight, you'll make it through the night. Just look up above, the sign is a white dove. Though cryptic it may seem, life is but a dream. They want me to repeat that bit here. The sign is a white dove, though cryptic it may seem, life is but a dream. So again, it's like cryptic pregnancy is trying to teach us about the astral realm and how the astral realm and the spirit realm are actually very, very much real, even more real than this physical density. It's like this physical density is like a testing ground or a playing ground where we come for school, Earth school. The cards that flew out, the first one was Watchtower of the West, Autumn. I'm drawn to the West and autumn. About to say awesome. Obviously the Western world tends to have that disconnect, I'd say, more so than other parts of the world when it does come to spirituality, or when it does come to having a connection to our passed over loved ones and our ancestors. Like certain cultures will have like a shrine in their households. That's normal to them. It's very common. It's like a necessity to have a shrine for their passed over loved ones within their home. It's like the Western world is being brought into balance, and often before things are brought into balance they can look a bit chaotic. So it's like the Western world is having a fall. There's a lot of things that are being revealed right now in the West, or people who were born and raised in the West are going to start seeing from the higher perspective. You have the Watchtower here, that's what I'm seeing. People seeing, but this is huge, massive groups of people seeing from a higher perspective. There's definitely huge awakenings going on. We know that. Even if you can't see it, it's going on like behind the scenes. And again, it's like things that are going on behind the scenes that you can't see. Or maybe they're right here and they're transparent and you're looking through them, but it's right here hidden in plain sight, happening right in front of you. The other card that flew out is Spring. Watchtower of the East, Spring. We've got two watchtowers here. They're saying as well, when it comes to divine counterparts, right? So when it comes to the union of two people who are whole, who've really been doing the work, who have had that union within themselves first. So their divine masculine, their divine feminine, their light and their dark, their lower self and their higher self. So they're walking that middle path. When they're in union and they come together in the physical union. So this is a divine counterpart. This is two people brought together by God. This is God ordained. Those people who are having unions and who are of a childbearing age will be bringing through very, very ascended souls, specific souls who would be joining them on the front lines, joining them and being of service to humanity. A lot of them may experience cryptic pregnancies or a hidden pregnancy, or a pregnancy is just delayed. And this is where some of these people may be like, because they could be very, very, very highly psychic, have a very powerful psychic nature. So they could be questioning, like, how did I not know that I was pregnant? Like it could be happening to a lot of psychics, a lot of people who are very, very intuitive, very connected to their body. They could be getting confused, like, how did I not realize that I was pregnant? That's coming through for someone. What else, Spirit? Can I get one more card, please, from this deck? Giving us two. We have intensification and prosperity. Again, there's something significant about portals, and again, but I'm seeing this is obviously a sacred site, kind of looks like Stonehenge, but I'm seeing a machine, like a machine that has a certain coding. So it's like science and technology in the supernatural world coming together, because this is going to help us. This is going to help us awaken. This is going to help us develop. This is going to help us to rise up in ascension. And with me, I've more been that person who's been in the pendulum swing, and I've been this way. So in the past, I was seeing technology or science as like the devil, and didn't really trust it. Like I was one of those, and thought that everything about science and technology has an agenda. Obviously, I'm using technology right now, like being on YouTube and using these devices and this mic to record stuff. This is because of developments in technology. I wouldn't have been able to do all of this when I was a child in this way. It wasn't as easily, like, wasn't easily available. Like, I had my first phone when I was probably about 15. Anyway, we have the prosperity and intensification. So there's a development going on with technology and how we use it, and science. And it's been going on, like, behind the scenes and behind our backs. And obviously a lot of this has been going on with people who have nefarious agendas. So they have an agenda that is about control, or about power, or about not wanting humanity to rise up in consciousness and come into this balance when it comes to technology and science, when it comes to the supernatural world. Because there are people in this world who don't believe in God, or maybe they do believe in God and they believe that they should be God, or they could do things better than God. And they're kind of interfering or trying to interfere, because you can't interfere in the divine orchestration, but trying to interfere. And obviously that does cause casualties. There will be some people who I'm hearing get wrapped up in their crap, or follow them and see them as this leader, who get tricked by a false leader. But prosperity, again, that gold, there's something about gold that's very, very significant, and these souls coming through in these kinds of pregnancies, some of them are going to have a divine mission, and it comes to pulling gold from the spirit world and into the physical reality, in order to help not only themselves, they keep saying, but to help the wider world, in order to help humanity as a whole. What else, Spirit? This is an angel number deck. So what angel number did you want coming through? Love that. We have 77, purpose. So again, a lot of these souls who are choosing to come through an undetected pregnancy, they're saying undetected, but a cryptic or hidden pregnancy, have a very, very spiritual purpose, because it's about bridging the gap. When you're a bridge and you're the middle ground, then you're on that path of enlightenment, because that's the whole point of being a human being. Is to be walking that middle ground, is to be really tapped into your Christ consciousness, and using it for the betterment and development of your soul, and of your bloodline, of those around you, but also of the wider world. So a lot of these souls coming through are going to have a very, very spiritual purpose, because it is connected in bridging the gap and helping the development of humanity as a whole. They could be born on the 7th, or of like the 7th month. But 7s are very, very significant. It's a very, very spiritual number, and it is connected to enlightenment. But we have 88 here, so there's a lot of master numbers coming through. We have reward. Again, 8 is connected to karma, and 8 is connected to wealth. I love how it says reward here, because that they keep showing me, they're showing me this vision again and again and again, like these spirit babies coming through, and then once they're earth side and they're in the physical, they can put their hand across the veil, or there isn't a veil to them. They can just put their hand over and take this gold and pull it over here. And it's time, they're saying it's time for this gold that's over here in the spirit world, it's in the astral, that needs to be brought over here. And they're showing me gold, but this could be anything really. It could be just connected to wisdom. But again, they keep showing me coding. You know, like coding in the Matrix. Like a code in a certain software. What else, Spirit? One more angel number card, please. We have... Oh, they've given us two. 888 abundance. Again, that's just another confirmation of what I've been seeing of the gold. Of how they have self-mastery that is connected to getting up out of lack consciousness. And then we have 33 action. I just saw Jesus, like Jesus Christ. So 33 action. And it's taking that aligned action. That action that humanity, they're saying should have been taken. So there is a delay. This could also be what these cryptic pregnancies, or these pregnancies that are delayed in terms of the woman not knowing that she's pregnant and realizing like halfway, like that delayed action. So it's about more people making those moves, taking that leap of faith when you get the inkling to, when you get your intuition to, and not having to have spirit keep at you and at you and at you. Because when it comes to me, for example, it took me about 2 years to actually get on YouTube. I kept putting it off for whatever reason. There's a few different reasons, but I kept putting it off. But for 2 years, spirit were like, YouTube video readings. I just used to do written readings or email readings. And if you can go back and look, like, please don't, because the readings are really bad. But when I first started YouTube, like, you can tell how much I've changed, because I wasn't used to expressing my psychic nature through speaking. Because obviously I used to channel in automatic writing. That's how I would channel. So that's what I was used to. It was kind of a comfort zone. So saying like we are being pulled out of our comfort zone, it'll be different for every person, but we need to be taking aligned action and be doing it sooner when we get that inkling straight away. Like, don't hesitate, no hesitation, no procrastination. We need to stop as a human race when it comes to the hesitation. When your intuition and when the voice of God is telling you to do something, do it. I want this deck. Then we're going to finish off with that deck. Can I get one card, please, from this deck, Spirit, to close out the reading? 2. Bringer of change. The ceremony. So this is the spirit babies that are coming through. And they're saying there's going to be a rise. There's going to be a rise in cryptic pregnancies. There's going to be a rise in miracles going on with the womb. So not just the cryptic pregnancies. There is going to be more women who are of a later age. So like late 30s and early 40s. More women in those ages who will be having pregnancies. And some of these women would have been trying for years and maybe thought like, like I won't be having pregnancy, that experience, and be given birth. So you can still adopt and foster if you really wanting to have a child and to guide and raise a child. You can go down that path. But some of these women may have let go of the fact of ever being pregnant and giving birth, and then it's like a surprise, like a surprise conception and a surprise pregnancy. But again, a lot of these women would have been doing a lot of work and would have been surrendering. Because when you have a longing for something and a hope and a dream for something and it's not happening, you go through that death and that grieving process, and you surrender to the fact that it isn't happening. And it's like all of a sudden it happens, but it was supposed to happen in this way. Because in that surrender, you come into wisdom and you mature. Not just in your human self, but you mature in your soul and in your spiritual body. And this needs to happen for certain souls to be coming through. A lot of souls will be choosing to be coming through women who are later in age. But we have the bringer of change. So a lot of these souls who are choosing to come through in this way will be making a change. And again, they're talking about science, technology, supernatural. Science, technology, supernatural, all intertwined. They keep going on about it over and over again. What else, Spirit? It's like humanity as a collective, like, we need to claim our wings. So when you have been doing the work and when you rise on up and into a higher frequency, you gain your ethereal wings. But they're saying humanity as a collective worldwide, we need to be claiming our wings. Need to be claiming change and transformation, and change that is for the better. Change that is connected to holy light, they're saying. Can I get one card to close out the reading from this deck, please, Spirit? One card, please. And we have Dreamtime creation. Love that. I see this card as the astral realm. This is what they're speaking about. The astral realm, the spirit realm, being more real than this earthly realm. And obviously that's home. Like, we don't die. The physical vessel dies. And then the soul, our spirit, our essence, it goes back home. We return back to source, to origin, to where we came from. And they're talking about more and more people having this awakening and waking up to the fact that the astral realm is more real than this density. But a lot of you guys could be having dreams about this. Maybe you're having dreams that you're pregnant. I'm also seeing like breasts and breastfeeding. So maybe you're having dreams about breasts in general or breastfeeding. But obviously that's connected to vulnerability, being vulnerable. And it's also connected to nurture. But obviously when a child is born, that nurture, the milk from their mother's breast, is what keeps them alive. The milk from their mother's breast is what helps them to their physical body to develop and grow. I'm just seeing crabs. Obviously, crabs are connected to the sign of Cancer. And Cancer, again, is connected to home. To, like, the home life. And I do connect the Cancer sign, not only to home, but to, like, the mother. So, again, we're having an awakening going on about what we know about the womb and how we see the womb and how we see women in general. Because, obviously, there has been, like, a huge debate of what is a woman. We know what a woman is. We don't need to be having that debate. What am I looking for? This deck. It was like these obvious truths that have always been there that are rooted in biology, but they're also, that's a spiritual truth. It's biology and a spiritual truth. So it's these kinds of truths that people have been attempting to debate. This is going to get debunked because obviously it's wrong. Not only is it wrong, it's causing an inversion of truth. They're saying poison. It's like a poison when you have an inversion of truth. Can I get one poem, please, Spirit, to close out the reading? A Spirit Baby poem. One message from the Spirit Babies to close out this reading. One poem, please, Spirit. Thank you. Okay, so this one says, fluffy bunnies and funny tummies, I'll try that trick to get out of school, but mum and dad are no fools. When we're abroad, I'll love to dive in pools. A member of the family is a synchronized swimmer. Mummy already has an itinerary and signed me up to my first baby class. He's not even out the womb, Daddy laughs. She's just keen to be with her little bean. I'd love a magic door painted on the floor. The film Narnia comes to mind. Secret bookshelves that turn into a closet. Fairy dust hidden in my pockets. Other realms and dimensions interest me. You'll wonder what goes on in my head or what move I'll make next. Life can be a fantasy. This incarnation, I'll bring some magic with me. They're literally confirming like the purpose of some of these souls who be born this way through a cryptic pregnancy, of their purpose and what they'll be bringing through. And I love how this mentions the film Narnia. So obviously it's those kids who find the wardrobe, and the wardrobe is actually a door to another portal, another world and another dimension. So dimensions, portals, very, very significant. Obviously the womb is a portal. The womb is a door. It's a gateway to bring souls from the spirit world and into the physical. And this is that knowledge and that truth that's going to be seen more within science and within technology, like accepted within science and technology. Obviously, science already confirms consciousness, that we're all energy and we have a consciousness. They want me to read the poem again. Fluffy bunnies and funny tummies, I'll try that trick to get out of school, but mum and dad are no fools. When we're abroad, I love to dive in pools. A member of the family is a synchronized swimmer. Mummy already has an itinerary and signed me up to my first baby class. He's not even out the womb, Daddy laughs. She's just keen to be with her little bean. I'd love a magic door painted on the floor. The film Narnia comes to mind. Secret bookshelves that turn into a closet. Fairy dust hidden in my pockets. Other realms and dimensions interest me. You'll wonder what goes on in my head or what move I'll make next. Life can be a fantasy. This incarnation, I'll bring some magic with me. So these souls that are coming through and choosing to come through in this pregnancy, they're going to teach us a lot about magic. Again, they were showing me gold, and gold is connected to magic, is connected to abundance. They're going to be bringing a lot of magic with them from the spirit world, and they're really going to anchor this magic. I'm hearing the miracle of life, the miracle of life. So a lot of them are going to have that purpose that is connected to us understanding more about the miracle of life and about how women can grow a baby within their womb for 9 months and then push them out through their physical body. And they're talking about menstruation and how women bleed for a few days and lose a lot of blood without dying, basically. So it's like understanding the mystery and the power of the woman and of women's bodies, of our wombs, understanding the power of the womb, and not just when it comes to it being able to give life, but also take life. So that's why they brought up the menstruation. So it's a cycle of life and death. And understand how certain things in this realm need to be brought into balance, because they're very much intertwined. And when the pendulum swings too far left or too far right, this is when this realm and the human race kind of gets out of whack. Now they're talking about mental health issues, so it's going to assist with the level of mental health issues that we have on the planet right now, because it is quite high. It's an epidemic. And I know people can say, oh, it's because more people are talking about it now, but it is an epidemic about the amount of people who have issues when it comes to, or misalignment when it comes to the mental body. But that is all the messages that's coming through. I hope that did resonate with somebody out there, and I will see you in another video.